This is the MeteoMark Weather Show. Weather told through the eyes of Mark here at MeteoMark Weather Studios. Let's take a look at some viewer sent in photos here. We got some good ones today. Peter Ford here from Greenville, Rhode Island. He took this on October 7th, 2013. Very nice photo, very foggy morning. I don't get too many photos of fog in the morning. This is like pea soup here. This is one of those type of fogs that you don't want to drive through. So very foggy morning. Thank you, Peter Ford, for sending that in. That typically happens across the region when you have these fall-like days. You get the warmer or the colder air traveling over the warmer ground, and you get these nights where you get that really dense fog, and you wake up to it, and it's very foggy. So thank you for that great photo here, Peter, from Greenville, Rhode Island. All right, let's head on into Linden, Texas, where we had some violent weather. But before I show the violent weather here, let's take a look at some of the photos that his sister Courtney took. Some of the nice photos before the bad weather seemed to roll in. And you can see most of her photos here are some very nice picturesque flowers here. And flowers are blooming quite nicely across the Linden, Texas landscape, as you can see. So very nice flowers, Courtney, and she even caught some pictures of some sun shining through some nice foliage here, and foliage is thick indeed. And you can see some plants as well as some more flowers here, so very nice. Thank you, Courtney and Lucas, for sending those in. And we head on into some very violent weather photos here of some very thundery conditions. Take a look at some of these very interesting clouds. A lot of them are cumulonimbus clouds, some of them are scud clouds, others of them are those clouds that appear to roll like a pipe across the landscape, and you can see some very dark, ominous skies, very orangish skies on some of these, indicating some very inclement weather across the area. Sunshine hitting the back of those clouds, radiating them and bubbling them up. This was with this major storm system that's been really hanging around across the Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas area. And we saw a tremendous amount of rain. Lucas says he saw about 3 inches of rain, but no flooding, luckily. There are many areas of Texas that saw much more than that and reported massive amounts of flooding. So very nice photos, Lucas. You can see some of these are really stellar photos here. Not stellar as in stellar weather, but stellar captures of some really interesting thundery cumulonimbus clouds. Some of these you can see the shelf clouds out ahead of some of these thunderstorms here. So very nice, Lucas. You captured these very nice. And we don't get thunderstorm clouds like this sent in very often here at MeteoMark Studios. So I think this deserves a very big attention getter here on this video. So thank you, Lucas. You can see some of these very interesting. Now at the end of all this, of course, usually what ends up happening is the weather, the worst of it moves south and east of his area, and you get this very nice sunset here pushing through the clouds here. So very nice, Lucas. I appreciate all the photos you and your sister Courtney have sent in. And you have some very interesting weather down there. You've really been on a roller coaster ride with weather the last week. So thankfully you did not get the tremendous amount of flooding the areas south and west of you saw. But you did see some very interesting cloud patterns and thunderstorms with some of those severe weather complexes. So good to hear that everything's doing okay down there in Linden, Texas. You had some beautiful photo opportunities. So most of us did not have that kind of photo opportunities, especially across the east here where things have been very, very boring, not much happening. And let's take a look at those precipitation totals, because guess what? I do not have anything to talk about in the tropics. That's either good or bad news. If you're looking for more tropical storms or hurricanes, I don't think you're going to get them. If you're breathing a sigh of relief that you got through this tropical season without any major damage, then good for you as well, because we did make it through this season without any tremendous amount of problems. Rainfall will be mainly confined to the southern plains, eastern Texas. That'll be slowly moving eastward. Here across the Great Lakes in the northeast, that will be associated with that frontal boundary that moves through later Wednesday through later Thursday. Let's take a look at that frontal boundary that moves through later Wednesday through later Thursday. This is the setup pretty much for the rest of the week. We got that jet stream here to the north and west here across the Rockies. we'll have that ridge of high pressure slowly building in. It pushes that system further east, and we'll line up that front here from Wednesday into Thursday across much of the east. Here across South Texas, we'll start to push that system south here across the Gulf Coast. Here across the east, we'll look for showers and thunderstorms likely up through portions of New England into the northeast as well. So look for that. Here across the Great Lakes, this is where we're going to see drying conditions across much of this region. So we're not going to see much in the way of problems. In fact, temperatures could be cooling down into the 40s and 50s here in the northern plains, where here along the Gulf Coast will stay toasty. So that pretty much is the trend. I really don't have much to talk about at this time. That's either good or bad, depending on what kind of weather you like. So I'm going to continue to watch it here, but I'm going to put most of my energy into that winter weather forecast for 2013-2014 coming up here. And now I'm going to split it into two parts. It'll be on the same video, but I'm going to do November through the beginning of January and mid-January through mid-March. There's a reason why I'm doing that. It's because I think those sections of winter will be majorly different from the rest of the other parts of winter. So I think we'll have two phases of winter, and I'll explain in my winter weather update, which will soon to come out. That's going to do it here at MeteoMark. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here's a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Elmira in the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania. Heading on into that, we get into, of course, your Wednesday, your Thursday. Wednesday we start to cloud up. Thursday we get those showers and possible thunderstorms, but mostly showers. Friday we start to dry out. Saturday Sunday will dry out for your weekend. We'll have some scattered lake effects, rain showers that is. We'll start to get possibly towards a frost or a freeze here, so look for that here at MeteoMark. That's going to do it here at MeteoMark.